We're going to have a bit of a discussion about leatherworking in lockdown. So first of all, thank you for taking the time out to talk to me about this. We have had a discussion beforehand, but we're going to go through some questions and hopefully you can tell us a little bit more about yourself and how this pandemic and this lockdown has affected you, your business, sort of what you've been doing. And we're going to try and keep it as positive as we can and sort of plow through and get through everything. So,
Fabulous.
Can you tell us your name?
Hattie Crabtree.
Fantastic. And do you have a business name as well?
It's Hattie Crabtree Leatherwork.
And I wonder what it is you do there.
Leatherwork.
Fantastic. So where are you from? Where are you based in the world right now?
So I'm based in Cumbria, South Lakes, specifically the village where Beatrix Potter lived. So it's very tourist, very rainy.
How long have you been doing leatherworking?
I've been doing leatherwork for 4.5 years now.
Okay, so how did you start or what got you into it?
So although I tried to get on a college course at 17, sadly the course was full. And I was later, at the age of 26, diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. At the time I was teaching, and I decided that instead of trying to carry on teaching with my ill health, I wanted to do something that I could control. So I took the steps to go to college in London.
Excellent. What made you want to do leatherwork? What made you say, that's what I want to do? What got you interested in it?
I've ridden and had horses all my life, and I've always been fascinated by the quality and how things are made. Real academic. I'm very much hands-on. I like to be crafty and making things. And seeing as I wanted to do it at 17 and I still had that passion, it was important to me to do something that I wanted to love.
Good. It's a good bit of history as well. I like it. I like that you've got the passion and you still have the passion. I see you work online and things and sort of very good stuff that comes out. Some of the colours you do are just like amazing. So another question is, what are you known for? What are you known for making?
I'm probably best known for adding colour into as much work as possible. Mostly my dog collars or my belts, everything. I love colour, whether it's coloured padding, piping, stitching. I just like to vibrancy, just not quite. I mean, I do the traditional ones as well with your black and your brown, but it's just nice to have that splash of colour and feel individual.
How well received is your non-traditional flashes of colour by some of the traditionalists?
Oh, yes. Some people are very traditional, especially when it comes to bridal making. Always get the clients that really want the matchy-matchy, but it is still very important to have the traditions. But some people, I mean, one of my friends, she has a very traditional bridal. However, at the top over the headpiece, it's got her cross-country colours, which are red, white and blue, which only she can see. That's the thing in leatherwork, is that we all have our own personal ways of doing things. I know at the moment I've been making bridals at college, and how we make a raised brow band or noseband is not how I make them at home. So you've still got to kind of do what they would say the proper way. But yeah, I think it's what technique works best for you, and that's what's important in the world, as you know.
How has the COVID pandemic had a positive effect on your business? Now, this is a bit of a loaded question because there's a lot of negative things that have happened in the past 12 months. So what I'm trying to get people to do is find a positive and sort of expand on that and realize that, you know what, something good has come out of it.
Definitely. I actually have had something very good come out of it. With the pandemic going on, I made the decision to go back to college and finish my course, which I was unable to do in in 2017 because of chemotherapy. Having the lull in business meant that I could take the time to go and do this course. And with the pandemic as well, it's actually gone online. So I've been able to stay at home and work and do the college course full time, which has been fantastic. I wouldn't have got that opportunity if the pandemic hadn't been here. I wouldn't have gone back to college and get my next level.
What is the most important skill that you've learned in the past 12 months? So it doesn't have to necessarily be a leatherworking skill, but if you've got a really good leatherworking skill, or sort of what do you think that you've pulled out of the last 12 months in like as a learning experience?
I think, to be honest, it actually started when I got my diagnosis, is to always find a silver lining in a situation. No matter what has happened or if things are going wrong, as long as you can find that one positive, it's okay. And even more so in the pandemic, you know, we've all lost people. And, you know, the breakthrough is that we've now got a vaccine. Brilliant. You know, and it's always finding a positive. And if you're really struggling, remember to reach out. And I was really struggling when I was actually down in London for college. So I realised my mental health was starting to deteriorate. And I reached out. I reached out to home and said that it wasn't going perfect living away from home. And it's learning when you need to ask for help.
That's a life skill, I think.
Yeah. In regards to leatherwork, I think every day is a learning day.
Do you want to tell us a bit about college? Just give us a bit of an overview of the college.
Yeah, college has been really interesting. I do feel sorry for those who have had the past 2 years basically learning from scratch during the pandemic, because they haven't had as much input from the lecturers as they could have done, which I had. I've really enjoyed learning online. I'm not going to lie, it's suited me down to the ground, but it's not anybody else. But I'm really enjoying making things that I haven't done before. And things that I might have tried and failed at. It's important to keep trying, and yeah, it's been good. Making a saddle at home was a really interesting project.
So what are you working towards at college? What's the qualification that you're aiming to get by the end of this year?
It's the level 2 cordwainers in saddle, harness and bridle work. And hopefully they're also going to put me through my level 3 bridal skills test, which will be great. Normally, if you do the 2 years, you come out with a level 2. But because I had an additional few years experience, they're hoping to put me through my level 3, which gives me a big.
So for those that don't know, me included, how many levels are there? And then at what point do you become a master bridle maker?
Okay, off the top of my head, because I haven't got the piece of paper in front of me, you have to get to a level 3 and then you add 7 years experience before you become a master, whether that's in harness, bridle or saddle making.
What was the last thing that you made?
For college, it was a dock, which is actually still in process. Just a second, so you can see. So I've got to dye it later. For my own personal business, I made a bridle, which went up north. So it's been nice getting some different work in.
What's your next thing to make? So what's your next order for your business and your next project for college?
So the next project for college is the harness bridle. And I'm really excited about this because we get to put our own twist on it. It means I can add colour, I can add what I want to the bridle. It still has to be to their specifications, but it's a way of being able to express my own creativity, which is fantastic. Really, really looking forward to it. And for my own business, I have got a padded martingale for my best friend. It's one of the perks of being my best friend is that she gets leatherwork for birthdays and Christmases.
Next question is, what tool do you use most often?
Trevor, my all.
It's called Trevor.
Called Trevor. He is my all that I have had from college.
Excellent.
The first time. He is the one that went through my fingernail, and I did have him, but I'll have to send you a picture, and he's only about this big now. But he is Trevor my all, but he's being replaced by Horatio.
Horatio.
Horatio, my new all, which I got at college this time.
I was going to say, if you've had it for that long, how short is it? Or is it like Trigger's broom, where I've had this all for 30 years, it's only had 20 new blades and 15 new handles?
No, it's not. It's actually the same blade as when I left 2017. But I will send you a picture of and Horatio. So.
So that's one you use most often. What's your favourite tool to use?
So my favourite tool was actually a gift from my friend Jimmy, and this parcel arrived, and I opened it up, and this beautiful skiving knife was in it, and I then got very worried that I'd been shopping without realising after wine, but it was okay. It wasn't me, and for a long time I couldn't get to grip with this knife, and I stopped trying with it, and then I. Friend of mine who was a knife sharpener, mobile knife sharpener, and he came and sorted it, and it's made my life so much easier. So when I'm trying to skive at college, they still use the head knife to try and skive, whereas flat skive knife, I just go and that's it done. And I really rate it. It's an Osborne, so yeah, so definitely worth it, definitely worth getting one, and thank you to Jimmy for buying it for me.
Okay, so next question is, what is your favorite leather to use?
So I have two leathers that I use the most. The Sedgwick Bridle, both in the thinner one and the thicker. I have both. And I also use lamb leather from Identity Leather. They are my go-to leathers for colour, for durability, and for safety. What
is your favourite skill or technique?
Oh, my braiding. I love my leather braiding. My hammer is half braided at the moment because I decided it needed braiding. It's a skill I started. My first one, it came up on my time hop. My first ever lanyard was made 3 years ago today.
Wow.
And yeah, and I've perfected. I keep trying to perfect it more and more. I see some amazing work on Pinterest and online, and my supplier also makes wonderful stuff. And I just really enjoy it. It sounds really strange, but I'd love to go more down the whip making route, because it's also a dying skill. You know, there's not so many people out there doing it anymore, but it is definitely my favourite.
Can you smell leather anymore?
No, not unless it's come in the post.
You've gone nose blind to it then?
I do, but what's funny is that during summer, when COVID isn't here, I'm able to open up the door because it's an old garage, and I actually have a little shop. So when people buy things, and that is the one thing that is commented on the most, is the fact that, oh, that smell, you know, and it's strange, kind of, so you have to say, oh, I can't smell it anymore, but it's nice when people do comment on it.
So the final question I've got written down here is a bit of a cheeky question.
Okay.
And it's whether or not it's me digging. So what I've become good at doing over the past couple of years is speaking with people in different sides and industries, subcultures of the leather crafting world. So be it saddle makers, be it shoemakers, costume designers, people that do specialist goods. But what I like to do is collect knowledge. Okay. So a question that I'm going to ask you is, what is something that only you know? So tell me a secret.
Tell you a secret?
A leather related secret.
Oh, I was going to give you a different type of what do only I know. Yeah, I'm going to have to think now. I've not thought of this. I was going to give you something else.
Well, give me your answer.
But what was going to be my answer is that I'm actually partially sighted in one eye.
What's your secret? What's that thing where you go, do you know what, I'm really good at this?
When all right, I'll give you this one. So when I do my lacing, I realized that you needed to edge the back, and I made a jig out of a piece of wood and a razor blade to be able to cut the back so it's a better shape and lies flat, but no one else knows that.
Where can people find you if they want to look for you?
I've got my website. Just type in Hattie Crabtree Leatherwork, or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. Same again, just type in Hattie Crabtree Leatherwork and I should pop up.
Brilliant. Links, as always, will be in the description down below. We'll get all that posted for you as well. So thank you for your time, and we will speak to you later. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more leatherworking tips, tricks and build-alongs, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified when new videos go live.